Hello.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
What a day, what a day, what a day.
Words out of my mouth. That
Yes,
part.
yes. Waiting on some people to come into the room.
We are here.
We are here. We are here. So, LaPrea, while we're waiting, uh, how has it been for you today?
When I laugh like this, it's to keep it together, okay? I laugh
Exactly, exactly. Yeah,
so
yeah,
that the
someone.
joy feels in the space because,
Mhm.
yes, it's been a
Yeah,
day, but I'm glad to be here, though.
yeah, me too, me too. Ah, we have someone in the room. Hi, Tanya. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hi,
Tanya's
Tanya. Please share, invite a friend.
yeah. Invite a friend, share. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Yeah. Invite a friend. Let them know where we are. It's gonna be good tonight. The art of letting go.
Yes.
Transactional relationships.
We waited quite some time to have
Yeah.
this discussion.
Yeah. Ah, yes, yes, yes. Hmm.
Tanya, how you feeling today?
Put it in the chat. Give me. Yeah.
I'm going to
Playing
continue to
time.
notify some people too.
Yeah. Um, I'm gonna do the same. Get the link. Let people know where we are. Yes, share the link.
I'm tired. I hear you,
It's
honey.
I.
I hear you.
Hmm. Yeah. You can view it on YouTube. You can view it. Invite some people out here. We got two people on. Hi, Derek. How are you? Share the link. Thank you for joining us. Hi. Yes, please share. We are live. We are live.
You know, it's been a day when you forget one of the most important things. I'm going to grab my charger while we're waiting.
Oh, okay. Just waiting. Did you all come on through the Fountain of Hope YouTube page, Tanya and Derek? Three people here. When you enter in, just drop drop a heart, something in the chat to let us know where you're from or something like that, where you're streaming from. Mm. Derek, you said no, you didn't click on the uh, live in the Fountain of Hope YouTube. You came here from straight from YouTube. Okay. Thank you. Share the link. Share the link. YouTube live. Tanya, you did. Okay, great. Just let us know where you are streaming from. Thank you for sharing, Tanya. Let's pray. So as we're sitting here, we're going to give it a few more minutes for the people to come on. And you guys, we had to pivot, right? And so um, LaPrea and I know about letting go and not holding on to things and pivoting and
Yeah.
uh, changing and not getting caught up in the changes that we experience and stuff like that. The wise one, it's good to see you. The wise one, how good to see you. Pivoting and
Yeah.
changing. And so we've had to do that. We did
Mhm.
that this evening. We did that a couple of days ago.
Yes.
And now we're taking a breath. So just welcome to True Forms live. You first YouTube, and we are excited to be here, and we're grateful for the Fountain Within, formerly Fountain of Hope, for allowing us to use their stream today to go live. We had to pivot, so some transactional things had to happen, and but we are excited about being here this evening. We are talking about letting go, transactional relationships, and ways we have been taught to love, uh, to serve, to show up, and even to be. And
Yes.
so I am holding space, not alone, but I am with my friend LaPrea. She's the CEO of A Story by LaPrea. She is extraordinary. She is a visionary. She's creative. And she is here to help us return back to center.
Yes.
LaPrea,
Yes.
yeah, welcome. Thank you for
Thank
sharing
you.
this platform with me.
Absolutely. I love having these conversations.
Yeah,
I always say that your story is powerful. Your story inspires people. Your story motivates people. It helps uplift. It teaches people lessons, and that's what I'm here to do: is use my story to help you get started on telling yours.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And so, as we sit and talk about transactional relationships and where do they start, where do they begin, um, it is more of a when I grew up, LaPrea, and growing up, I was told things like, uh, I work hard and I come home and you all don't have the house clean. If you cared about anything that I do around here, you would, make sure the dishes are done, the house is clean,
Hmm.
and I don't have to do anything. transactional.
Yeah.
So even as a child, we start to learn transactions. And the first time that you and I really experienced it is when we were getting ready to go live. I think 30 minutes before we went to go live on
Yeah.
Instagram, they said, nope, you need 1,000 followers. And I looked and we had 900 and something.
Yeah.
And so in that moment, all of this nervousness started, right? Like, oh, what are we going to do? How are we going to pivot? How are we going to get these 1,000 followers? This 50 something more followers, 80 something more followers. And so when we decided what we were going to do with that, I was worried. I was anxious. I was like, oh my gosh, what will people think? And so I went right back into that whole mode of satisfying people
Yeah.
please in that moment. Um, Transactional energy sounds like if I do this, then you do that, or I'm not enough. I give up this. And if I give up this, then you'll love me, right? If I show up perfectly, then I'll be accepted. That's transactional. And so, even in society, we don't realize how much we're so much in transactions, relationships, that we bring them home to our loved ones and our personal ones.
Yeah.
And so, we're not in a space of proving, we're not in a space of earning, but that's what we have been in.
Yeah.
And so here we are now on YouTube. We had to pivot that transaction, the art of letting go. We had to let go of Instagram
Yeah.
and pivot somewhere else. And so we can't hold things like an attachment. We
Mhm.
have to be able to let things go. And for a moment, July, we didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Um, And then we went through August. We didn't do anything because we're still sitting here like, oh, did we get enough? Did we get enough? And you said, well, what if we get 1,000 and we go live, but then it drops down to that number again? So now
Yeah.
we're in this, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
And so we pivoted to YouTube, and here we are. And transactional again, YouTube was like, no, you need these many hours before you can go live. And so we couldn't hold on to, no, true form is going to be the first place we go live.
Yeah.
We had to pivot and use the fountain within. So here we are, pivoting in transactions, right?
Tracy, when you said that, and I know when we talked about this earlier, it didn't even cross my mind when we were problem solving.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm hearing you say and take us through this back and forth we had and trying to figure out how can we get this message out. And the first thing that I feel in my heart is it's almost when we talk about the transactions of even just trying to host this conversation, it's almost like do this so you can have a voice.
Yes,
You need
yes.
these things before we'll allow you to say something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm
That
kind
is
of,
good.
yes,
Yeah. And
yes,
so how we can let things take away our voice. Like we don't have a voice, and you're absolutely right. And so what I learned in all of this, we weren't stuck.
yeah,
We were redirected.
right, yes.
And so I'm grateful for the redirection.
Me as well. It's for
Yes.
so many reasons.
Yeah. Yes, yes. So, but I see others have dropped in. And so, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're talking
Hello.
about transactional relationships and going beyond that, that,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
When you talk about redirection, Tracy, we had one topic in mind back in July, and that was the art of letting go. But you and I both know we kind of had a much different foundation for it.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, the stories I was going to share and the reflections I had for that conversation has changed. So when you talk about redirection, I'm like, that's exactly what happened in more ways than one.
yeah,
We found you sharing your story, at the little black dress, not
yeah,
even knowing that would become your speech.
yeah.
And in my time of reflection, I have realized some new things from what I even learned back in July. It's
Mm,
just kind of built on each other. all because we ran into a problem.
Mhm.
All because we had to wait, to have this conversation. And
Yes.
I like you pointing out that it's just a redirection. And if we have the right perspective on things, if we let what just happened happen and pause for a moment, sit in it as we did. We were like, we're not rushing, we're just going to wait. And because we waited, I think this obviously is the conversation that was meant to happen and
Mhm.
on this platform instead.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm grateful for
most definitely. Redirection, it reminds me of, you and I talk offline and things
that.
like that. And it reminds me of the story you told me, this dream
Mhm.
about
Yes.
the yellow house. I think that would be appropriate for you to talk about the
Yes,
yellow house. Yeah.
absolutely. And the Yellow House, I mean, I was thinking about it today, Tracy, and I'm like, I can't believe that I had a dream, you all. I had a dream. This dream happened the summer of 2018. And to this day, I am still reflecting on the messages, that I receive. And as I grow, and my eyes open to new things and new perspectives, and I gain new mindsets, I'm realizing there was just so much more than what I even realized back then when I sat back and reflected. And so just to kind of give you the context of this dream Tracy is talking about that I share with her so often, I am watching myself in this dream, by the way. So I'm the person, doing all the actions, but I am watching me do said things. And so there's this yellow house. My husband and I are in front of this yellow house, and we're having a very intense argument. And while I'm watching myself argue, I'm like, why did we buy a yellow house? Like, what? Random detail. But I'm like, why did we buy a yellow house? And so I'm looking at us go back and forth, go back and forth. And then the next thing I notice is this, it's a silhouette, but it's a dark figure. I believe it to have been a man by the build, but a dark figure is in the window, the upstairs window of this house. And although I'm outside, everything in me knows that this person is stealing my things. And by my things, I mean my crafting items. I love crafting. I love creativity. I love making things. I love taking something and making it better, right? And just being free to do that. And so I'm watching this thing take my items, and I'm watching myself also be so oblivious to the fact that this is happening like right in my presence. And so when I initially thought about this dream, the message was anger. That I was so busy, distracted in, being angry about a particular situation that I'm literally being robbed. I'm being robbed right before my eyes. And when I thought about like the messaging or what my crafting item symbolized in this dream, it was my creativity, it was my art, it's my heart. Literally, like everything in me loves being creative and making things. And so I'm watching this thing steal something that is like literally a piece of me.
Mhm.
And because I'm so angry and I'm arguing and making, this particular situation, this grandiose thing, I am losing a piece of me, is what I
Mhm.
interpreted that dream to mean. Oh, but as time has went on, recently that dream, literally I'm in the shower meditating and the yellow house just pops up in my mind. And as the weeks went on leading up to our live conversation, I realized that I was arguing. It wasn't just so much about the anger, but it was the fact that I was unwilling to let something go. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to have feelings about things. It's a part of us. Like we have those feelings, but in that particular moment back in July, what was really resonating with me was the fact that I was unwilling to let it go. And
Mhm.
so, because I was unwilling to let it go, it's bogging me down, it's distracting me from what I really should have been focusing on, which is something is being taken from me while I'm holding space for this anger. There is no room, for what makes me what brings me joy, really,
Mhm.
is what I took from that dream. And so I told Tracy, I said, we got to talk about the art of letting go, because when we are unwilling to process things, and even
Mhm.
with that dream, like take a step back and look at it beyond just what was happening, but kind of look into the symbolism of it. Because there's been a few times where I've had these type of dreams where it just sticks with me. It didn't feel like a regular dream. It was like,
Yeah,
this is bigger. And
yeah,
as we continue this conversation, I'll get into more
yeah.
about, what has kind of unfolded in my quiet time of reflecting on this dream.
Mm. So that's good, La Brea. And when I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it, the house wasn't a home.
Mm.
It was the holding
Yes,
patterns,
yes,
patterns, things that you continue to do.
yeah,
It was a prison.
yeah,
And so,
yes,
and so, and so not even realizing, that we can get it so used to something and the thing that you feel is supposed to be comfortable and where you are and you're so used to it and people are like, okay, this is how we do it. This is what it looks like. And
mm,
all of that becomes holding patterns.
mm,
It was a prison.
yeah,
And you had to say, okay, I got to let this go.
yes, yes,
Yeah, that is powerful. That is
mm,
powerful. And it boils down to even relationships and friends and family. And sometimes in that, we'll get silent.
yeah,
Things are happening, we'll get quiet, we'll just become complacent and things like
hmm,
that. And we'll just fall right on in line. And so we think the silence will fix something.
yeah. Oh, that part, I relate to that so well. Yes,
Yeah, we think
yes,
it'll fix something, so we stay silent,
hmm,
hoping that it'll fix something or that we'll be able to keep performing in these roles,
yeah,
hoping someone will finally see us.
yeah,
So we keep performing, but our silence is not surrender, you know? It's a transaction.
yeah.
Our silence is a transaction when we're hoping silence can
Mm,
earn us safety.
right, right.
If we're silent, if we don't say anything, everything will be okay.
Yes.
They'll be okay. You know. Uh, so silence can become a currency
Mm,
when we believe our voice costs too much.
mm. Look at you.
So it
You
can
tell the people that one more time.
silence can become a currency
Mm,
when we believe our voice costs too much.
mm.
When we believe our voice costs too much. So silence is the currency. And like tonight, I felt like at some point I was like, oh, we're going to be silenced again,
I
right?
felt it too, Tracy. If we speak in truth, I was like, I'm not even going to say it. I'm not even going to speak it. But I wanted to tell you that earlier so bad. I was like, everything in me is saying this is not going to happen tonight.
Yes, yes, yes. And so that's what happens in marriages.
Mm,
I'll be silent.
mm-hmm.
It happens on our job. I just won't say anything.
Yeah.
It happens with our friends. It happens all the time. So, this transactional relationship in our marriages, it'll sound like, well, if you love me, you would do this.
Yeah.
Well, when you don't give me any, this is
Yeah.
why I can't because you don't help me out with the kids. You don't help me with this. And so I'm too tired. So that's why I can't give. That's transactional. That's trades.
Yeah.
We become debt collectors. That is not love. That is a contract.
Yeah.
And so when we're living in contracts and we're thinking it is love, love says, you know what? It's not a if you do this. I do it because I just choose to. I
Mm-hmm.
do it because I love you. And when we do it because we love one another in whatever relationship, then you are living your true self.
Yes.
You're in your true form. And so, what do we do? How
Yes.
do we get back to that space of living our true self? not transactional relationships, not like we go to a bank and say, if this, then this.
Mm.
Or if you loved me, you would have put a ring on it. That's transactional.
Yeah.
Happy wife, happy life,
Mm.
transactional. You
Mm-hmm.
become a regulator of somebody's moods.
Yeah.
All of this stuff that we don't even consider
Yeah.
in life. And then people say, well, who are you? Hmm. Well, I know the person who I owe debt to.
Yeah.
I know the person. If you my friend, you'll call me.
Mm.
I know that person.
Yeah.
So do I know the true person, the true you? No. So how do you move, LaPrea? Been talking about this, letting go of that. We're going to be getting into some other topics, but how do you, LaPrea,
Yes.
recognize when you are in a transactional relationship? Should it even be any such thing?
Mm. Well, through, therapy session after therapy session, I was constantly reminded of focusing on me. What is
Mm-hmm.
my part in things? And so when I hear that question, what has resonated with me um, since the live was canceled, and in the thoughts and the reflections have just been flowing.
Mm-hmm.
What I realized that I missed the first time, and that I almost, missed the opportunity to share, was I went through the process of forgiving someone during that
Mm-hmm.
month. Um, but God told me, "You didn't forgive you.
Mm-hmm.
You
I
didn't
hear you.
forgive you." And so, to me, that was also why that didn't happen, because
Mm-hmm.
the message was still important. I got something from it, right? But that wasn't all. And so when I think about transactional relationships, I want to start with me and what I'm telling my own self that I have to do, or who I have to be in order for fill in the blank.
Mm-hmm.
Because I only receive or entertain or be a part of those type of relationships if I'm already walking in that with myself.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that's a really good question. And when I go back to that yellow house, you told me this, and it helped me to fill in some more blanks. And it was that when you have a dream, you have to put yourself in the place of each character person in the dream.
Yeah.
And so when I went back to that dream, because I was like, man, this thing just keeps reappearing, and it just keeps, showing itself to me. I thought to myself, and I said, I was the person who was angry, but I was angry at me.
Mm.
So I'm projecting this out to my husband, but I was angry at me. I was angry at me because I was creating my own prison. I was
Mm.
silencing my own self, but it was easier for me to blame it on him and take however many situations happened and direct
Yeah.
my attention there, instead of me stepping back and saying, we got to go back. We got to look back and say, how did we get here? Well,
Yeah.
what role did you play in this? So that was, LaPrea being angry. Then, my husband, I'm watching him, and he was me in a different relationship during this
Mm.
particular situation. He was, giving his all, pouring everything out, being extremely vulnerable. And that was me at one time,
Mm. Mm.
and
Yeah.
so, his, in this particular dream, his reaction and why we were even in the argument was because he was being true to himself.
Mm.
I wasn't. So I'm watching the version of me that I silenced, that I tucked away, that I didn't want, that I told myself I didn't want to be anymore,
Mm.
to avoid hurt. So I'm looking at how both, the two extremes, right? that I feel are both me. Now the person in the window, that was me too.
Oh.
I have control over what I allow to be taken from me,
Mm.
what I allow to miss me because of my actions, because of
Yeah.
my mindset, because of how I'm walking in things. And so I'm like, we speak of the enemy all the time, but more and more I'm coming to learn I am and have been in many cases my biggest enemy.
Me too.
Literally. And so I'm like, it's stealing my creativity. No, I am taking away,
Yes.
the mental capacity to be creative.
Mm-hmm.
I'm filling my heart with things that don't belong there. And so it's taken away my ability to be inspired, to hear God, all of these things. I'm like, that was me too.
Mm.
And you all, this yellow house was at the time that I had the dream, I didn't know this yet. This was the location of my job. I ended up getting a job that was in a yellow house, of all places.
Mm.
And literally, there's a moment where I'm working here. I go outside, I go sit in my car, and me and my husband are having an argument. And I'm talking, 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 and I'm just having a day. And I look up and I said, "Oh, the yellow house. We're having an argument in front of
That's a
the
yellow house.
yellow house." And I mean, from then on, I realized there are dreams and there's ways that God is speaking to you, because I wasn't even employed, hadn't applied to said yellow house. It was
Ah,
mind blowing to me. But
that's
yeah,
good.
7 years later, I'm like, oh, this house just keeps on showing up. And it's teaching
Mm.
me so many things about how to get back to true form.
Mm. So releasing the old self,
Yes.
releasing the old self.
Releasing yourself from that
Yeah.
prison, those
Yes.
patterns, the way that you
Yes.
think you have to do things, the way that you
Hmm.
think you have to show up and be.
Yeah,
You have a choice.
we do. We do. We have a choice. And letting go isn't always about walking away.
Mm,
Sometimes people think it's about walking away from relationships, walking away, I'm not talking to this person. It doesn't always mean that. Sometimes
mm,
it's about releasing the version of
mm.
you created to survive.
Yes. Yes.
That version that I created to survive. Sometimes it's about that. So letting go isn't always a loss.
Yeah.
It's liberation.
Yeah. Hmm.
So letting go and in the survival mode, you
Yes.
know?
Hmm.
And so when I'm listening to you and I'm listening to your story of the house and
Yeah.
um, letting go of the old self, I have been privileged to walk alongside of you
Yes.
and seeing how you're just letting go of stuff. It's just like, I don't care.
I
And
don't
you
have room
just,
for that weight anymore, honey.
yes, yes,
Mm-mm.
yes. And so I wrote something and I'm going to read it because when we talk about the art of letting go in transactional relationships and contracts, what we really want to be in is in a covenant, right? And covenants are expansive, contracts are survival. A covenant says, I choose to love even when it's hard. A contract says, I become smaller so you'll stay. I dumb down myself. I become smaller. If this, then that. I become smaller so you can stay. So contract says, I gave you so you owe me.
Mm.
Covenant says, I show up because loved moved me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what our people did tonight. I see 13 people on the live, and you showed up. Not because we was in this space to say, oh, you'll get this and you'll gain this and you'll do this. And it's not transactional here. Covenant says, I showed up because loved moved me. And hopefully, with true form, that is what we want to people to feel
Yeah.
loved as they return to their selves, their true selves, that they feel love. The energy that comes from us here in this space will be nothing but truth returning back to self, but most of all, love.
Yes.
And so letting go and forgiving, all it boils down to is love.
Yeah.
I heard you say you forgave yourself,
Yeah.
and uh, I have to keep doing that every
Me.
single day and walking in love and returning to self.
Yeah.
And so, with that being said, uh, we are going to, in October, October 11th, we're going to have the inner shift. The inner shift, I'm so excited about it. You guys tell someone, um, scream it, whatever. If you feel the energy of what we are going to be doing in from this space, if you feel that energy, October 11th, 10 to 2 is going to be dynamic, explosive. And so we're inviting you out to join us. We're going to have sound bath, we're going to have acupuncture, meditation, Kundalini yoga, NLP, changing the mindset, helping us do that. And I'm excited because it's time for us to turn inward,
Yeah.
not look on the outside, not look for others to help us, but understanding that as you realize, LaPrea, as you were all those people in the dream,
Yeah.
you had to come back and say, "This is me." It wasn't anybody else outside of the dream. It was me.
Yeah.
Person
All
looking in the
along.
window all along. And so that's what the inner shift and what we're going to be doing, going inwardly and saying, okay, this is me. And so I'm excited about that, La Prea. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, you have exposed me to so many practices and ways. And when I think about where I am now compared to when I first started therapy and how open I am to trying things that will make me feel good, but not in the ways that I was using before. Let's just say that. Um, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have been exposed to these things. And it's now for me, I'm just like, oh, what's next? Like, what else?
Yeah.
And so when I think about inner shift and the opportunity to place yourself in a room with other people who are interested in not just feeling good, but showing yourself like true love,
Yeah.
taking the time to pour into yourself in community and experience something new. I mean, it gives you so much life when you try something for the first time. Just think
Mm-hmm.
about something that you remember, like to this day, that you tried for the first time. That's how I felt when I did my a sound bath for the first time. That's how I
Mm-hmm.
felt when I did acupuncture for the first time. At Inner Shift, I'll have the opportunity to try Kundalini yoga. I love yoga, but I told Tracy I've never even heard of Kundalini yoga, so I'm just excited to see
Yeah.
what that has to offer. You said it's called NLP, right?
Yeah. Neural linguistics programming. Reprogramming. We have beliefs. What we've talked about now, this transactional relationships, they all come from beliefs
Yeah,
and helping us change those belief patterns and how to change them. So we'll be doing that in some EFT, helping with the nervous system. I'll be teaching on meditation. I'm excited about that. As a matter of fact, in a couple of days, I'll be doing a 10-day meditation, 10 hours a day, 10 for 10 days of silent meditation. And so I'm prepared for
yeah,
that. And you guys, the teaching that I'm wanting to give, that I'm going to give on that day, October 11th, about meditation,
hmm,
is going to help transform people's lives.
yeah,
It's going to help them go inwardly
hmm,
and know that everything that they need is right inside of them. So I'm excited about that. Derek says Kundalini is the bomb. It
I'm
is.
excited.
Um, he showed up to several of the Kundalini um, that we had at the location. We were having it on Wednesday nights. He showed up and he says it's the bomb. So it is great. Invite invite your spouses out. Invite your male friends out to October 11th, and we'll be going live again in October. This is going to be a monthly thing. We're going to be on True Lives platform um, on that day, so you'll be hearing more from us. Taylor says, "Knowing how to
Can you
love and
tell them
truly."
the website?
Uh, yes, for the you're talking about for the True Forum.
For the if they want to get information for Inner Shift.
Oh, for Inner Shift, you can get the information on our website. Two places you can get the information. On the Fountain of Hope website, it is posted there for tickets and things like that, and it is Fountain of Hope Counseling Center. You go up there and you can purchase tickets. It is also on our True Form. So you can go there to our True Form Live, and it is trueform.live website as well. You could get tickets there. Um, and then you can always contact us. You can email me at Barbie at trueformco.live. You can email me there, and we got your names and things like that. We'll send some more information out. You should subscribe on our True Form Live
On
page as
Instagram.
well.
Hmm.
Our Instagram or our website. You can go ahead and subscribe there as well. Taylor, knowing how to love and truly let go or forgiveness equates to
Yes.
enormous growth. Yes, yes. So silent becomes our currency when our voice costs. That is right, Derek. Yes. And so we are grateful for you all to show up and uh, return back to center.
Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah.
Anything that you were looking for when you popped in, as it relates to transactional relationships or anything really?
Yeah.
We would love to answer your questions. If you do want to stay connected, as Tracy said, Trueform Co.Living is on IG and Facebook, and we have all the links there to the websites,
Mm.
and also to to gather the event information as well. And
Yeah.
I do encourage you. I know sometimes when we think about trying something new, you're like, oh, I'm going to spend the money. Am I going to enjoy myself? And something I always tell people is we will go and try a new restaurant. We will get there and we will pay 50, 60, $70 for a meal. This is an opportunity to invest the same amount. You're getting fed, first off. Let's just say that. You're getting four different sessions, and you will absolutely leave with a memory, and especially if you do it with someone. So when I think about, the investment in us eating and dining, this is the same thing. You're just going to actually get more out of it.
Yes, yes, yes. And so I am excited about it all. Um, I'll have more to talk about come October, and because in a couple of days I will be in Massachusetts meditating for 10 days. And so, you all, thank you for joining us. And we will be seeing you soon. Look for more from us and return to
Yes.
center tonight. Uh, all the cares, all the things of the world does not matter. Go inwardly, sit quietly for a moment, take a breath, and just breathe. And just think about you returning to yourself. Nothing else matters. It does not. So until next time.
So Tracy, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Derek did have a question, a good question at that.
Go ahead. You could go ahead,
Okay,
Brady.
so the question was, how do you start swimming against the current? I know for me personally, I've tired myself swimming against the current for a very long time. It started with me, as Tracy said, going inward. Um, my steps were first being able to recognize that I'm better than this and I deserve more from myself. And since I was struggling with self love, and I had my own self in this habit of transaction. For me, it was performative. I had to perform a certain way before I felt love and good, about myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so I first had to recognize that, and then I had to acknowledge that I've tried everything myself to get to where I wanted to go and to feel better, just to feel better about myself. And so I knew I needed help, and so I got into therapy, and then from there, I feel like everything else fell into place. I was able to reflect more and recognize areas where I needed to work on and improve. But not only that, but I had someone who I could talk it through with. Um, and help me hear myself and also see, things that I was missing,
Mm-hmm.
in the way that I was, operating and moving. And then from there, I just got into a space where it was like, I'm feeling better. Now I realize that I've kind of just been existing and I'm ready to live. And so that's where all the other, my
Yeah.
interests peaked in things and my relationships grew. And so the long, answer, that was a long answer, Derek, but I think it just starts with you making a decision that you deserve more from yourself,
Yeah.
because we poured so much into others, and we got to take a step back and realize that, we can give so much more when we start with ourselves.
Yeah. And that's good, LaPrea. And I would say, uh, how do you start swimming against the current? Derek, I would say, Tracy would say, I don't swim against the current. I am the current.
Mm,
That's what I would say. And when I look at my life from that standpoint, I'm always looking at it from who I am. As I tell people, I'm not in a flow. I am the flow. And so if I keep that in my mindset, that I am the current, I am the flow, then there's nothing against me.
mm,
It's like all of those things, all those people in your dream, La Brea,
mhm.
and you realize it's just you.
Yes.
So when you return back to you, you realize that you're the current, you're the
Mhm,
flow. And so,
mhm,
yes, you can sit here and look at all of these things in society and all of that other stuff, but I don't need transactional relationships. Don't need them. Why? I'm abundant. I
mm,
have everything that I need. So I don't say somebody owe me anything. Oh no man, nothing but love.
mm.
And so remember, you are the current. You are the flow. Okay?
Thank y'all for
Thank
joining
you
us
all for
tonight.
joining us. We appreciate it. Catch us next month. Again, October 11th, the inner shift, and then we will be streaming again. All
Yes.
right?
Have a beautiful night.
Yeah, be well. Unlimited blessings to you all.